The 2014 Duncanville Invitational, better known as the 5A Girls Basketball Tournament, featured 127 teams trying to beat the Pantherettes, the number 3 team in the nation who entered the postseason on a 99-game winning streak. In fact, they hadn't lost a playoff game since they were shocked by Midland in the 2011 fourth round. That was so long ago that the Bulldogs have had 2 coaching changes since. The Pantherettes rolled through the early rounds and then the regional tournament to advance back to Austin on a 104-game winning streak, trying to complete their 3rd straight undefeated season. In the semifinals against San Antonio Wagner, the Pantherettes jumped out to a 19-4 lead and beat the Thunderbirds 80-57 to make it back to the title game.
Honestly, when somebody interviewed me on the side and said the score, I had to look up at it. I didn't even have a clue we had 80 points. It felt a lot closer than that. Just that competition, having to do it for 32 minutes is going to help these kids tremendously to put this finish on the product tomorrow night.
Meanwhile, the Manvel Mavericks rolled through the Region 3 playoffs to reach the state Final Four for the first time ever. The Lady Mavs were 36-2, but one of those losses was to Duncanville in a game they actually led by 14 at halftime before losing by 5 in the championship game of the McDonald's Texas Invitational in Pasadena. But before Brian Harris's team could get a rematch with D-Ville, they had to get past Plano West in the state semifinals. The Mavs struggled to beat the Wolves by 8 in a regular season meeting. This time, they were able to quickly overpower the Metroplex opponent and rolled to a 69-38 victory. The game wasn't even that close as Manvel dropped a 13-1 anvil on Plano West to end the first quarter and was not challenged the rest of the way. 3 players had double-doubles for Manvel, led by Notre Dame commit Brianna Turner with 22 points and 15 rebounds.
Jordan, she got a lot of steals and layups and ones. Mimi got an and one, so they just really hyped us up. When one person scores such a good and one, it really gets everyone on the bench hype and happy. So I think that just helped our league.
That set up Duncanville versus Manvel, Part 2.
They got an All-American and they got another young lady going to Texas. She's really good. They got a formidable back line. We just got to play our game, and they got to stop us too.
Manvel felt like they got cheated when we beat them in Pasadena, so they've had a chip on their shoulder since then, and it's going to be a war.
It was a war of attrition. Manvel would not hit a 3-pointer in the final. The previous 3 times it happened in the 2014 Girls Final Four, those teams went on to win. A very odd statistical quirk to think about in a game that was full of quirks.
The expectations were unbelievable for 15, 16, 17-year-old kids.
The expectations may have been too high early on for the underdogs. Manvel came out absolutely ice cold in the final. They went the first 12 minutes of the 16-minute opening half without a field goal and finished the first half just 4 for 11 from the field. At one point, D-Ville led 16-4 with 5 minutes remaining until the break, which led many to believe the remainder of the game was merely the coronation of another Duncanville title. The Pantherette defense was ferocious early on, forcing 7 Manvel turnovers in the first 8 minutes and turning those into 10 points. But Manvel's saving grace was that Duncanville's first half shooting wasn't much better. The Pantherettes went 7 of 25 from the field in the opening half, but led 19-15 going into the locker room.
We just tried to really pick it up in defense end. I mean, if our offense isn't there, we always know our defense will be there. So I think just defensively and just having heart the whole game.
Every single game we faced, we were supposed to win. And it's tough on 15, 16, 17-year-old kids. But this game, they were so I told them we had nothing to lose. Get out there and do the best you can.
The game at times looked more like a heavyweight fight in Las Vegas than a girls' basketball game in Texas. After 3 quarters, Duncanville led 36-32 and stretched it to 51-44 with 3.5 minutes to go with a steal and a layup by Taysha Foreman. No one knew it at the time, but those were the last points the Pantherettes would score until right before the buzzer. By then, one team had delivered the knockout blow to end the heavyweight fight. What transpired in the final minutes is something that will be remembered for years. Manvel's Joni Jones forced a Duncanville turnover and flipped the ball to rangy Bassard for the basket. Next D-Ville possession, Jones forces another turnover, but this time finishes it off herself. Deandra Wheeler's bad pass led to a 3rd straight Pantherette turnover. A pair of foul shots by Manvel cut the 7-point deficit to 1 with still 2:27 remaining. The next 30 seconds could only be described as mayhem. Wild indeed. Let's look back at what just happened. Brianna Turner tries to throw a three-quarter court pass to teammate Jordan Hosey, but the pass is knocked away by Duncanville's Adriana Davis. She and Kiara Fisher go for the loose ball, but collide. Both go down as Foreman comes away with the round orange object. Davis gets back into play, but Fisher remains down. Duncanville has a 5-on-4 power play, if you will, but instead of going for a quick basket, they hold the ball, trying to run some clock. Instead of fouling, or maybe while attempting to, Jones forces a fourth straight Pantherette turnover. She lobs the ball ahead to a wide-open Turner, who lays it in. Short-handed with the player injured, the Lady Mavs take the lead at 52-51 with less than 2 minutes remaining.
That would be praying or that would be luck. But, you know, Brianna has battled all year long with that kind of stuff, and, you know, you never count that kid out.
We were just running, scrambling. I saw Keith Fish got down. But, I mean, somehow they fumbled it and we recovered it and went back down the other way.
After that play, momentum put a Manvel jersey on. Duncanville could not score, and 4 Pantherette starters fouled out, including Ariel Atkins, Sierra Johnson, and Tasha Foreman. Once all that happened, the nation's #3 team was rowing a boat with no oars left.
We fouled out their best Ariel Atkins. I mean, amazing player. She did great the first half and second half, so she fouled out. She played with a lot of heart. But once she got out, a couple of the players fouled out, and we just came back.
Bessard went 4 for 4 from the foul line in the final 30 seconds to ice revenge on D-Ville. The final seconds run off the clock, and the Houston area team runs onto the court to celebrate a huge upset of a national powerhouse. Final score, 58-53, a 14-0 run that few could have predicted took the trophy away from Duncanville, snapping their 105-game winning streak, and gave it all to Manvel.
I told Brianna Turner and Jordan Hosey and Rangy Bessard, you know, it's our time. You know, you're never going to get this opportunity again, so it's our time. And, you know, they took over the game the last 4 minutes.
Duncanville, they outplayed us completely the first quarter. Second quarter, we came back down by 4 at halftime. I think it really came down to free throws and just having heart and never giving up, because the last game I think we gave up towards the end.
Give me your thoughts in general about girls basketball at this level. This is some of the best basketball in the United States.
Well, look at the athletes on the floor. I think you had 5 or 6, maybe 7 D1 athletes on the floor. Much respect to Duncanville and Manvel, and so women's basketball is just taking off, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
A Duncanville win would have given Atkins the game's MVP as she scored 24 points, but the final run by Manvel gave Brianna Turner the honor with a double-double, 17 points and 17 rebounds. And the honor of receiving the plaque from legendary pitcher Nolan Ryan, ironically, several players attended Nolan Ryan Junior High. And of course, the big trophy, aka the Golden Trapezoid, gets a new home in Southeast Texas. Manvel becomes the 4th team at the 2014 Girls Final Four not to make a 3-point basket, and the 3rd such team that went on to win the state title, perhaps proving that 3-pointers might be a tad overrated.
We're an inside team. You know, we like to pound it inside and then kick it outside, and we have some solid 3-point shooters. You know, I don't know, the tight rims, I don't know, but you know, we were fortunate to get away without making a 3.
Oh, and teams that went the first 16 minutes without a field goal went 1-0 in the tournament, in case you're wondering.
We got a couple lucky breaks, you know, I really think so. And, you know, sometimes you need a little bit of luck to, you know, we got a lot of skill over there, and our coaching staff did a great job, but we got some luck too. That's pretty impressive, 100. And I told them in the locker room, I said, guys, we're going to start our own winning streak, and we're going to end theirs.
So Duncanville's 105-game winning streak ends, and Manvel's is now at 18. Reporting from Austin, Jeff Power, Max Prep Sports, your leader in online high school sports content.